Think of your breath like a remote control for your nervous system. When you slow it down, you're essentially pressing the calm button. Research supports this. Studies in pain and pain medicine have shown that slow, steady breathing increases heart rate variability, a sign that your parasympathetic system is active, and lowers both pain and stress. Are you ready to get back to the activities you love after knee replacement? Well, we're here to talk about what really works. The Total Knee Success Podcast is your trusted guide before and after total knee replacement. Here you'll find practical tips and evidence-based strategies, not personal medical advice, just education, all to help you manage pain, rebuild mobility, and get back to living the life you love. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Total Knee Success Podcast. I'm really happy you've joined us. Today, we're talking a different angle. Not talking about exercises, swelling, or how to get more bend, but about something you can do anytime, anywhere. We're focusing on using your breath to help soothe your nervous system, reduce stress, and even ease discomfort after knee replacement. By the end of this episode, you'll understand how your parasympathetic nervous system supports healing, how to use breathing as a tool to lower stress and pain, and you'll be able to practice 2 simple research-backed breathing techniques you can start using today: box breathing and the physiological sigh. You'll also learn a few other ways to weave calm, mindful breathing into your daily routine. You might not think of breathing as a therapeutic tool, but it's actually one of the most direct ways to influence how your body feels. If you've ever noticed your heart racing or your shoulders tightening when you're stressed, that's your sympathetic nervous system at work. Your body's built-in fight or flight mode. It's helpful in emergencies, but not so great when what you really need is to rest and heal. And the good news is your body also has the parasympathetic nervous system, sometimes called the rest and digest system. When this system is active, your heart rate slows, your muscles relax, and your body shifts into healing mode. And one of the simplest ways to turn that system on is through your breathing. Breathing is one of those amazing functions that happens automatically, thank goodness, but can also be controlled consciously. Most of the time, it just happens in the background. Your body takes care of it. But when you slow and guide your breath on purpose, you send a message straight to your nervous system that says, "We're safe now." That's powerful, especially after surgery when pain or stiffness can make you feel out of control. Breathing gives you a gentle way to take back a sense of control, even for a few moments. Think of your breath like a remote control for your nervous system. When you slow it down, you're essentially pressing the calm button. Research supports this. Studies in pain and pain medicine have shown that slow, steady breathing increases heart rate variability, a sign that your parasympathetic system is active, and lowers both pain and stress. That's good news. And remember, this information is educational and not medical advice. Only practice these techniques under your healthcare provider's advice. Let's try some box breathing. It's used by athletes, healthcare professionals, and even military teams because it steadies the body and sharpens focus. Here's how it works. You'll inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale through your mouth for 4 seconds, and hold again for 4 seconds, like tracing the sides of a square, and that's why it's called box breathing. So we'll go ahead and do it together right now. Inhale through your nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And just relax. I think we can try that one more time. Okay? Let's get ready. Inhale through your nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. hold, 2, 3, 4, and relax. Very good. This basically slows down your breathing rate, and if you were to do it 4 times in a row, you'd probably slow your breathing rate down to about 4 breaths per minute, which is quite slow for breathing. What I normally suggest people do is try doing this once through. And if you feel like that's easy and it's comfortable, you could try doing it twice or 3 times through. I always recommend that you take breaks between 1, 2, or 3 repetitions of this. Starting off with 1 is important so that you're not slowing your breathing too much. But once you get better at it, going for 2 or 3 rounds, and then taking a few minutes to just breathe slowly and comfortably in between is really important. You can notice how your body softens just a bit with each round, and that rhythm helps regulate your heart rate and quiet that stress response. Research published in the Journal of Ayurveda and Integrative Medicine in 2019 showed that structured breathing practices like this balance the autonomic nervous system and reduce anxiety. So here's another simple method, and I use this all the time. I teach this one to my patients quite frequently, and it's called the physiological sigh. It's one that your body actually uses naturally. It's that kind of breath you take when you've been holding tension and you finally let it out in relief. This is common if someone's crying quite heavily and they go to breathe in and they take that extra little breath. Kind of sounds like, you might recognize that. So here's how it goes. You take 1 deep breath in through your nose, and you take that nice deep breath all the way in. Then you pause just momentarily and do a smaller top-off breath on top of it. And that's followed by a long, slow exhale through your mouth. So let's try that together. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Good. Now add a little sip of extra air, and then exhale slowly and completely, letting your shoulders drop. All right, let's try again. Inhale all the way, top it off, and then sigh it out. And I can actually feel, the relaxation happening right when I do that. Recent research from Stanford University, and that's Huberman et al., found that this kind of breathing can lower stress and activate the parasympathetic nervous system even faster than mindfulness meditation. It's a quick reset for both your body and mind. If you enjoy exploring breathing techniques, there are a few others worth knowing about. One is diaphragmatic breathing, where you rest one hand on your belly and feel it rise as you breathe in, thinking about getting the air deep into where your hand is on your belly. And as you breathe out, then you let your belly fall. And this encourages the diaphragm, which is your main breathing muscle, to do the work and promotes a deep, steady rhythm that helps your body relax. Another technique you might hear about is 4-7-8 breathing. That's inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 7, and then exhaling for 8. And studies have shown this can reduce anxiety and even improve sleep quality. Some people also combine breathing with progressive muscle relaxation, which is gently tensing and releasing muscle groups while breathing slowly. Or they use a guided meditation or imagery, and there are several of these available online. I encourage you to do a search and go ahead and take a look. If the ones that we mentioned aren't working for you, explore some more. You'll find something that works for you. And these combinations can help lower stress hormones and make daily routines feel calmer and more manageable. So someone I worked with some time ago did discover that breathing techniques made a huge difference in handling their day-to-day activities after knee replacement. On days when the pain made it hard to get dressed, prepare meals, or even get comfortable sitting, they used slow breathing to settle their body before starting and getting going on the tasks. And instead of rushing and tensing up, they just took that pause, took a few steady breaths, and then moved into what they needed to do And they found this really helpful. It really didn't take the pain away completely, but it just helped them feel more centered and less overwhelmed. And that's the real power of these techniques. They don't replace your treatment plan, but they can help you manage moments of stress so you can stay calmer and more in control throughout the day. So a few quick safety notes. Most people can safely use these techniques, but if you ever feel dizzy, lightheaded, or short of breath, you need to stop and return to your normal breathing pattern. And these are tools to support your healing, not replace your medical care. So if you're unsure whether they're right for you, talk with your physical therapist or your surgical team. They can help you adapt the approach that best fits your situation. So here's what I hope you take away today, that pain and stress after knee replacement aren't just physical. They're connected to how your nervous system responds. Breathing techniques like box breathing or the physiological sigh can help calm that system, lower stress, and support the natural healing process. You can find helpful links to tools mentioned in this episode at totalkneesuccess.com. And remember, this podcast is for educational purposes only. Always consult with your rehab team. Next time, we'll dive into range of motion, what it really means after knee replacement, what's considered normal, and what factors actually influence how much bend you can get. We'll talk about what matters most for long-term comfort and function. You won't want to miss it. And thanks for spending time with me today. Be kind to your knee. Take a deep breath, and remember, your breath is always right there when you need it. This podcast is for educational purposes only. Visit totalkneesuccess.com for more resources. Follow the show and share it with a friend. Your total knee success is already in motion.